Hi everyone, Agnes here. We have got an interview for you today. It's with Emmy. Hello, Emmy.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the sharing of your success story. I read it out probably about a week or so ago, and you said you'd come on and share a bit more of the behind the scenes.
Sure.
So go back on the timeline before the manifestation. What was going on? What you were trying to do? And then how it all unfolded.
So I will start with how I discovered the law of attraction.
Okay.
So it was during a time of my life when it was really bad, really dark for me. And so I was looking for a solution, and I found on YouTube videos about Esther Hicks, about the secret. I found your channel because your name was really interesting and I was just attracted by your name. So a lot of synchronicities like that. But at the time it was just an idea, but it was an idea that was moving me in a positive direction. And then, so my background is in HR. I've worked in HR, and I would say I studied for that job, but it was not my passion, but I didn't know it at the time. I just kept on pushing, and suddenly during the COVID, I didn't have a job anymore. So I was like, oh, it's all right. It's going to come back again. But I could feel that it wasn't exactly for me. But I thought, oh, but I studied so much for this. I worked so much and so hard. So I kept on pushing and pushing. And then suddenly I discovered another passion in IT, just randomly. And I started to learn about it for free in my own time. But at the same time, I was still looking for that job and for the job in HR. Mm-hmm. But more and more, I was starting to realize that I was a lot more passionate about what I was doing for free in IT in my free time than all the energy I had to put in the job seeking journey. And so I was starting to realize, oh, well, it's not for me. I'm so much more passionate about that, but I would start from zero. It would be so scary, and maybe I'm not good enough. And so I had all those beliefs and ideas. And so the first thing I did was I looked for courses and classes and materials, and I tried to pump myself up and just say, okay, let's just try this interest just to see if I like it on the long term, because maybe it's just an interest. And I absolutely loved it, and I loved it so much more than anything I've ever done in my old job. And so I did a bootcamp that was amazing, extremely amazing people, amazing project. And for the bootcamp, I also did some journaling and scripting, and I was really specific about what I wanted, and it blew my mind, the results. So that was great.
Yeah.
For the end of that bootcamp, we have to look for a job, but I didn't want to look or to put any work because there was a lot of negativity with some of the people in my group that were seeking a job. I was like, the universe will take care of it. It will be fine. I will just have to be really specific and things will happen. And they were asking me, how? I'm like, no. It's just the universe. That is how it works. but I have to be really specific. So I asked myself, okay, what is the most ideal job that I want? What is the best thing that I could have that I would feel comfortable with? Because if Elon Musk walked next to me and offered me a job, I wouldn't be comfortable. Like, this would be a bit too much for me. Yeah. So I was starting to write the salary that I would feel comfortable for my skills. But the best, like really the top, I would be comfortable with. The type of people, the type of work, the location. I was like, okay, this job doesn't exist clearly because I've written crazy things on the paper. But that's even if I have one of those things, that will be amazing. And at some point during the bootcamp, I had to go buy some thank you cards from my mentors. And I remember that just as I was buying it, I was like, oh yeah, but I will already have my job that the universe will give me. So I will be able to thank them for the job as well. And I was entirely in my vision, in my little world, and the people around me were like, what is she talking about? She's completely crazy. I'm like, yes, but it's going to work. That's just how things work, that's just the universe. Like, don't ask too many questions. It happens.
Yeah.
And so when it ended, I was like, okay, it's coming. And I was just excited about all the opportunities that I could have. And suddenly one person just had an ID and they invited me for the next day for an event. I was like, okay, well, that looks fun. And I really focused on the positive things. And during that event, I ended up meeting many people. And the next day, one of the person that I met, so it wasn't an event about work or anything. It was really like an event for me to analyze some people, some situation. It was really not related. But one of the person really liked my personality. And so without me having to do anything, they took my CV from one of the websites of the bootcamp. They passed it on to their team that suddenly had a job for me at the right location with all my specification, a job that didn't exist before.
Yeah.
And they just wanted me to have that job. And I was like, what? That's so amazing. And so that's globally the story that I share with you by email, because I thought I have to send her an email. That's amazing.
It is amazing. But you know what? It's like the universe loves clarity, and you were clear. And you just went, you know what, whether this is possible or not possible, I'm just going to write down every crazy thing that I can think of. And then it's like it creates this line of energy between you and that particular thing. And okay, so let me ask you some specifics. How often did you read your script? How often did you affirm? What were you doing in terms of law of attraction, law of assumption, Neville? Like, how did you do that within a day or a week? How did you do your bits and pieces?
So I would say I didn't have a lot of energy to do all of that because it was a really intense training and we had to work after hours.
Yes.
But I always wanted to keep my energy up, to stay in the creative state.
Yes.
So I would read it about once a week, maybe not once a week, but like read something inspiring once a week that is about the law of attraction, because I was so specific about what I wanted that I just had that energy and I didn't want anything else. So I just kept myself in the state. And I think that's what's important. It's really to keep yourself in the state. And I kept on every week, multiple times a week, I would write down my feelings to see if I still felt the same way, if there are some beliefs that I needed to stop. No, it was once a week, I would say. I would read it.
Yeah. That's great. So that's not a lot of effort, really. But I think
no. But I would do your manifestation also.
the meditations.
Oh yeah, the meditation. But I would also. My favorite thing is your success stories video, because that really pumped me up to hear about other people's success.
Yeah.
And so I would do that, and it would help me, like even just looking at successful people and what they do and how motivated they are. I think that's really the most important, because you keep your eyes on the target and suddenly you're there.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. And I'm glad you brought up the state, because if you can hold the state, the feeling you would have if you already had it, that is really the most important thing of all. That's it.
Yeah, it's the feeling. So, it's really about how you feel.
Yeah.
And suddenly, but you have to be comfortable with the feeling, because everyone says, oh, I want like $20 billion. And like, but if you really feel comfortable with that money, like, like the IRS would come and so many problems. See all the beliefs that I have yet. So I will go there one day.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you jump in stages. Okay, let me ask you, has your salary gone up twice, 3 times? How big a jump did you make in your salary? Has it doubled, or from HR to now?
From HR, if I take the salary, yes, it would. Mm, it's about 30% higher, I think.
30% higher. That's
Yeah,
great.
and it's a really good salary, even for the country. I mean, like it's
Yeah.
extremely good. Like, and
Yeah,
that's crazy.
and you didn't have a lot of experience, like you're
No,
getting
I have
experience
none.
now.
I should have had maybe the minimum salary, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what you give to the junior, but they were, because during the interview, they asked me my salary expectation, and then something inside of me say, no, shut up, just don't say anything. And so I had a pause, and then he started to talk about so many other things, and then he started to give me the actual package that was a lot higher than what I would, because me, honestly, the job was so good I would have done it for free, just
Yeah.
because because I love the people. I would be like, oh, you want an internship or something? Like, it's fine, I'm coming. But something inside me said, no, just don't say anything. And then he was like telling me my salary that I had written in my journal. It was like, is it suitable for you? I'm like, are you kidding? Of course. Yeah, that was great.
That's so interesting, because I find, like, years ago when you'd go for a job, they would just say, okay, the job is called this. You're going to be working Monday to Friday or whatever, and the salary is this. Like, this whole thing of them asking you the salary is something they've only started doing in the last maybe 15 years or something. And it's like, it puts people in this really uncomfortable position. It's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So I love how you said, I just sat quietly and I waited, and then all the information came out, which means you didn't have to say anything. And that moment of pause, I think, is profound.
Yeah. And honestly, I was convinced, even like at my bootcamp or during the event, when I was introducing myself, and they were asking me, like, what are you looking for? What do you want? And I was not thinking about the first job that I'm going to have is this much. And no, I was thinking the ideal job that I will have maybe in 10 years, I don't know, in 20 years. This is what I deserve now. This is what I want now. And I was speaking as if I was like a top manager in the team that deserved all the salary. And people were like, oh, yeah, no problem. But I could really feel that energy of, this is what I deserve. This is what I want. And I think that's what the guy who took my CV really liked. It's, oh, she knows what she wants, and we love the personality.
Yeah.
And so we know that we can give it to her. Like, I'm not asking just, oh, I want maybe a job, maybe a salary that much. Like, no, I know. I know what you are offering that job. Oh, what a coincidence.
But also, I think when they know you really want it and your energy is about giving, then they're more willing, because you're already showing up giving. You're not going, okay, what are you giving me? What are you giving me? What are you giving me? That's what a lot of people do.
They just have to say yes. So it's a lot easier to say yes than to say, well, maybe we'll give you this and negotiate this. And they just have to say yes or no. So.
Yeah, that's so good. So how long have you been at the job now?
I'm starting soon. I'm just waiting to sign my contract, because it takes time, the procedure, but they gave me the offer. I accepted it. So and I also wanted a little bit of time to relax and just enjoy my time between the jobs, because it was really intense. So I'm kind of on holiday. I don't know. It's really nice.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm starting in 3 weeks. About
3 weeks. Oh, what a nice, that's a perfect break, because you know you've got money coming in soon and you can really enjoy the holiday.
Yeah, and I can organize myself and say, because it happened so quickly that I have to manifest an apartment, and because it's in another location and I have to manifest so many things. It's so exciting. So I'm visualizing my apartment. It's perfect. It's coming to me.
Yeah. So, Emmy, with your job, are you going to be working from home remotely because it's IT? Or are you going to go into an office, or do you have a bit of both?
It's a bit of both. In my country, that's really usually what they do with IT people. They're like, oh, you have to see each other sometimes, but like the rest of the time, you could just do it from home. It's fine. So it's perfect. And you can even negotiate a little bit with what you want. So that's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you know where the location of the office is, are you looking for an apartment close to there?
Yeah, close to there, because
Yeah.
I live quite I mean, I have to take the train if I want to go there right now.
Yeah.
But a friend offered me his apartment to stay at the location at like 20 minutes. I'm like,
Good.
oh, you have an apartment. That's amazing. And so I can stay in his apartment for the time being, and I will maybe come back and a little bit during the weekend.
Yeah.
Just the time I find my perfect apartment that's waiting for me in
That's
the location.
it. That's it. And the thing is, when you've manifested something so amazing, and it's almost like you ride the wave for the next thing. You're using that good energy of, I've manifested this amazing job, doing certain things, one, being clear, and two, getting excited and passionate. And then when I went to this event, people felt that. They felt my
exactly
energy. And so then you use that and you ride that energetic wave, the energetic state, to manifest the apartment. It's so much easier to manifest the second thing than the first thing when you're in a good state already. Yeah,
that's true.
That's
when
so
you have
good.
already that experience, and when you know that it works, like,
that's it.
You're like, well, I can't complain. I can't say no, it's not gonna work. I can't hesitate now. I don't have any excuses. I have to go and do it.
That's right. And I think it builds your confidence, because it's not someone else's success story, it's yours.
Yes, and the people around me, the one who knew what I was doing, I mean, they didn't understand what I was doing, but who were seeing me, now they're looking at me like, nah, that's not real. What did you do really? Like, well, how did it happen? And I'm trying to explain to them, like, you have to be specific, be in a good state of mind. Yeah. So for some of them, they're really open, and so they're trying it out. So I'm really happy.
Good.
I'm like spreading the light and the word.
Is that the people in the boot camp, or just friends and people around you?
Both. There are some in the boot camp that are more skeptical.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you're just lucky. I'm like, yeah, I just got really lucky, and I'm just going to get lucky again.
That's it. I mean, little do they know it's not luck. It's just not. But thank you, universe. People think it's lucky, but it's not. You and I know it's not.
If it's luck, we are the luckiest people on earth, so we should use that luck.
I think we're lucky we know the information to be able to attract and manifest what we desire, and then other people witness it. I think that's a good thing. You know?
I think that's really about leading by example. When you do the work, because you can tell the people all the rules and about Neville Goddard and everything. They won't do it, but then when they see you do it and manifest the impossible, they're like, what is that? You have to do the miracles. It's for them, really. I'm not doing that for me. I'm doing it for them.
That's it. That's so good. Okay, well, if you could give your top 3 lessons or tips that you learned from this experience for someone who's going to watch this interview and they're still trying to find an amazing job, and they're in an industry they're not really 100% about, or they don't have a job, what do you think are the 3 most important things that they could apply?
So I think the first thing is you have to know yourself very well. You have to know if your reaction is genuine, or if it's like stress, or if it's avoiding something, because it's different if you want to avoid something, or if you're just tired and you need a nap or something. You have to know, so you can manage your energy easier and stay in the state of the creative state. So I would say get to know yourself.
Yes.
Stay in the state. For me, that was the most important. For example, I would look at the weight loss videos on YouTube. And so first I was looking at those videos, but it was a lot of unhealthy people getting kind of healthy. I'm like, yes.
What videos did you say, Emmy?
The weight loss videos.
You'll have to send me a link so I can post something down.
Any weight loss
video.
What
that is.
Just on YouTube, you had people who are really unhealthy, like 300 pounds or whatever, and then they get healthy, and you see the shift. But I was like, I don't want to watch unhealthy people because I want to be healthy. So I watch the men gym video when they start healthy, and then they get super healthy. And just when you get those mindset, because they're really like motivated and focused, and I don't want to look exactly like that, but that mindset, like I want that mindset, and if I could get some muscles too, that would be nice. So I watch those videos, and it motivates me. It really like pump me up, and you have to find the things that motivates you and inspire you. There are some people in my life that came, and I was like, oh, that person, when she talks, she's so positive and uplifting. So I try to get closer to people like that. And people who are not so positive, I need to let them on their own way. It's for them too. So choose the people around you. That's important too.
For sure. I totally agree. Totally agree. So that's 2 things. What would be your third one, your last one?
My last one is, you have to, how to say that? Well, keep watching Agnes, of course. you have to watch all the videos on our channel and really do the
Emmy,
meditation.
Your clarity is the thing that jumps out at me. You got extremely clear, even though it was quite a big jump. You said, I wrote statements down that seemed a bit crazy because they were such a big jump. So
yeah, the clarity and but the clarity that you're comfortable with. But so, it's like a muscle. You have to train it, because if you don't do that work, then you start to get fearful and anxious, and it's what you're comfortable with start to get lower and lower. So you have to train that. And so, for example, you say, I want, 4,000 or 20,000, but you have to be comfortable. And then maybe the next month it will be like 25, 30, and it will go up. And so you have to train it like a muscle, like it's like courage.
When you did your clarity list, did you write things down like that it was partly remote, or that it was
absolutely, yeah.
What can you give me some of the things you wrote on your list that you were clear about, like, or even just the tasks or the hours you wanted to work? What sort of things did you write down for that?
Yes, so first thing I said is I want great people to work with, like a good team. Yes. And I met some people in my team, and they are amazing. I wrote down the quality. I want them to be open-minded. I want them to be flexible, to teach me. I want mentors. So I wrote all of those things too. I said I want it to be at that location. I want 2 days a week that I can work from home. Yeah. I want group insurance, like a package, like all the financial things that they offer. I wrote all the things I wanted. For example, sometimes in my country they offer a car, but I don't need a car, I don't want it. So I was like, I don't care about that. I want other things that are amazing. Yeah. And so it was really more about the people and how I would feel during that job. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I want to go to work every day. Like, it's so great. I will meet my coworker again, and the projects are so exciting. It's soon finished, and if I put myself in that feeling, that's how it felt, and that's what I wrote. But first I wrote like I started with the minimum. I was like, okay, I think I could get that. Then I was like, okay, where can I push it? Like, I want to push it more. And then I try to push it. I was like, okay, this is the normal version that what I think I should get if I don't do the law of attraction. Like, if I'm small-minded, but if I'm the best version of myself, what do I deserve? And so you had the contrast between what I thought was possible at the time and what I get now.
So it's good to stretch, but not so big that your belief system snaps. And you got to just check that out, because at different times, you can go, oh, that would be fantastic, but there's no way I'll ever believe that. So then you go, okay, well, let me drop it a little bit. And you kind of find that spot that's a little bit of a stretch, or a bit of a stretch, but it'd be like, wow, that would be exciting. So,
because you don't want to go so far that you think, oh, there is a catch, or oh, it's a mistake if they hire me, or oh, I don't have the skills. No, you want it to be, okay, that's what I deserve if you were in a great world where everyone gets what they deserve. So
yeah. So in your IT job, what are you actually doing? Like, what would be your, are you an analyst? What kind of tasks do you do on a daily basis?
So I'm a web developer,
Okay.
computer programming, and I do that all day. Then we have meetings, and we also do some analysis. So we do a lot of different things, and that interested me. And also, I wanted the company to want to retain its people. And so actually my company, if you want to stop doing your job, they train you for another job in the company. So that's amazing.
Nice.
But there was something funny in the manifestation that I did, is that I was super specific. So I wrote the exact number I wanted, but I didn't specify if it was before or after taxes.
Yeah.
So the universe gave me that number before taxes. I'm like, oh, I should have asked for more. I should have been more specific and asked for after taxes. That's fine.
You know
that
what,
would be
though?
the next time.
The next time I've done that once too, and I thought, okay, I won't make that mistake again.
Yeah, I was like, oh, because it was the exact number. I was like, oh, they are so funny.
Yeah.
The universe is so funny.
That's so great, and how inspiring. So, if someone's watching this and they're really at that fork in the road, they hate their job, or they haven't had a job for a while, or they're working a long way from home and they'd rather work from home, whatever it is,
they have to
be
trust
specific.
the universe.
Be specific and get into the state.
You have to trust that it will happen, because, for example, so I was pushing in my HR job that I really wanted, that I would be good at, that I knew the kind of job that were in that field. I was just pushing and pushing, thinking, oh, it is going to happen. And it wasn't happening. There were like so many participants, and people were like, oh, we love you, but no. And I was like, what's going on? Why are all the doors closing? That's because I wasn't at the right place, but I didn't know it. So I had my mind closed. So it's only once I opened my mind and I took that big jump and big leap that I could do it, actually.
Yeah. It's true, because we get so dependent on one industry, even if it's an industry that we don't really gel with, or the people aren't really our flock, but we go, oh, well, if I move up, I'll make more money, it'll be easier to be here. But it's like, hang on a minute, what about being open to something totally different? And it's like you were saying, you would have done this job for free, not that you would tell them that.
No. But and you push and you think, oh, well, maybe I will save some money, and maybe in like 10 years I will start something. And it's like, well, you can, I guess, but you also could do something totally different. But you have to take that leap. You can have it now. I think it was like Esther Hicks that said that you can have everything you want, just not all at once. You have to choose one thing at a time, so that that would be too much.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's so great. And we're going into spring, summer, beautiful. And it's like, we're on this side of the world where winter is coming to an end, and it's like, what a great way to start spring, fresh new beginnings. It's like you're in the cycle.
Everything is opening up, and it's like a new season in my life also, and it's just perfect.
It's so good. I love how you said, oh my God, I do this for free, because that tells you how much you love something when you would say that.
Yes, because I could feel, well, in HR, my job it was nice, but I was like, oh yeah, I really love it, and I really thought I loved it a lot. But it's only when I discovered something that I loved a lot more, I was like, oh my God, this is what passion is. Oh my God, what have I been doing all this time? Like, is it why people do have so much energy to do their job? Like, because it was giving me so much energy to do it for free. I was like, oh, well, this is easy. Like, this is a cheat code. Like, people are actually passionate about something. Wow. So you have to follow it. You have to follow your excitement, because I have so many people in my life who just they push in things that they don't like or they aren't excited. And I try to tell them, like, it's not, I mean, at what point will you be happy? Like, at what point will you do something that fulfills you? Oh, I have to earn that much, that amount, and do that for job. And I don't want to be like that.
No, me either. And I think I would say there's at least 70% of people hate their jobs. It's really high how many people hate their jobs. And look, I understand it, because I had, a couple of jobs I really hated. And I remember thinking, I've got to work this out. I've just got to work this out. And it is often the thing that you're doing for free after hours that is an indicator as to what you could be doing, that could, you could combine the thing you love doing for free and do it as a job at some point. So
yeah, like, I mean, if you like to take care of the people around you more than you like to do your job, for example, why not be a nurse or be to take care of children? Like, if you like to do some things, do it, but you're just not at the right place.
That's right. And it's listening to yourself and saying, where do I feel the happiest? Where do I feel the most joy? Where do I lose track of time? Where do I just get inspired? Like, where is that, So
I just refuse to feel fear. I just don't want to feel fear. When there are some days where I don't feel so good and I take a nap and just like I eat crisp in front of the computer or whatever. But I refuse to feel fear when there are people coming to me and telling me, oh, the job situation in the country, in the stock market. I'm like, oh, what? I don't want any of that. What are you doing? I'm like, well, that's good, but that's you. And I'm going to stay with the happy people on the internet and with my friends. We have our own things. Like, just that's fine. And every time I find something fearful, I'm like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah. I always say, when someone starts with that, I'm not talking about when I'm working with people coaching. I'm talking about my personal life, or say I'm up the shops and someone starts, or someone's sitting next to me on the bus or whatever, and they start and I go, you're smart, you'll work it out. And then I take off.
Like, the world economy is in shambles. Oh, you'll figure it out. It'll be fine.
Giving a word of encouragement, and then I'm gone because I think I don't want to go down that hole. No.
And they try to pull you in and you're like, oh, someone's calling me, bye.
That's it. Well, thank you so much for hopping on and sharing this. It's so wonderful. And I'm sure there will be some comments, and if you have time to answer the comments in the thread.
Sure. And I will talk to you about my other manifestation later. Because I will manifest my apartment. So
when you
could have news of me every day.
Fantastic. It's so good when people are just enjoying and riding that wave and having fun and making, because we all get 24 hours. What are you going to do with it,
I don't want to talk about the economy.
No, or the rising costs of whatever, because we keep hearing that. I go, okay, I don't want to hear that conversation anymore.
You could do that, or you can watch Agnes' channel. You have to choose.
And listen to someone's wonderful success story like this one. So
get inspired.
Get inspired. Get inspired. So do you have any last words before we go? Anything you want to say as a little last thing to say?
I think get inspired was really good. I was too early, but it's fine. Just get inspired in whatever shape or form it takes for you. Exactly. Whether it's like walking your dog or like watching someone dance, I don't know. Just do something that you like for you, that really lifts your state. So
exactly,
do the work. You have to do the work.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Emmy. Thank you for giving your time and sharing your story.
Thank you, Agnes, for all your energy and your videos and all your channel.
I love
all your stories.
I love it.
I'm trying to watch all of them, but there are so many.
My God.
Wow.
No, there's too many. I think there's 1,300 now, so you'll be there for a while. But you don't need to. You know how to do it now. You don't have to watch anymore.
That's because it's
Ah,
so much fun. I want to be
it
with the
is.
happy people.
That's true. That's true. Well, thank you very much. And everyone, thank you for joining us. If you made it to the end of the interview, put your comments down below where you're up to. What are you finding inspires you? We're not going to go into what doesn't work and what's not working. Let's write down below what you are finding inspires you right now, what lifts your vibe and what puts you into a good state. So lots of love, everyone. And I will see you in the next interview or YouTube. And Emmy, you stay on and we will say goodbye in private. Bye, everyone.
Sure, bye.